Look, I know that when a reel isn't working properly, you get really frustrated and your first thought is to throw it into the garbage. But I'm here to tell you, you just don't want to do it because you can definitely fix it and save money. Here we've got the Sedona C3000. It's made by Shimano, and we just have a couple of things. Stops and starts a little abruptly. Another thing is that she's kind of tinging when we rotate the spindle. So we're going to take this girl apart, save her, and show you how we do it. A couple of things that we're going to need. Obviously, we're going to need the reel that's giving us trouble. We're going to want some reel oil, some reel grease. We're going to grab our reel and we're going to start to take off our spindle by rotating the drag system in the counterclockwise position. As we can already see, we've got a lot of grime inside there. It's probably a big contributing factor to what's going on. We'll get that all cleaned out. I'm going to take the spindle off, and look, we got some line jam down in there. Also probably another contributing factor to our issues. Pretty gnarly. Take off this little toothed spindle. There's also a smaller little rubber guy right on top of it. We're going to slide them both off together. Just going to carefully set those to the side, make sure that we don't lose them. Then we've got down to our nut that holds everything on. This is where I expected that we would be able to use a nut driver. In this case, this one's a little bit bigger, so we're going to need a little wrench. You know, turn that nut just enough to where you can begin to take it off hand tight, and set that girl aside with our other items that we don't want to lose. Now we can finally take this screw out, which is going to let us take this whole bottom assembly of the spindle off. And that's kind of a small little screw, but I get this little screwdriver here, ought to do the trick no problem. This is another item, and there's a washer. We're going to want to set that down over in our pile of do not loses. And there we have it. This girl should come right off. Kind of fights a little bit if it's sticky like mine is. Lots of stuff in there, but then we can just set that down. We're down here in the bottom. Now we're going to take all these little screws out. We're going to start with these three. You can see this one's a little smaller. I'll make a new little pile for those. They're a little bit longer. Now we can get down inside of the gear here. We got these two pieces plus a washer. We'll set those down. We're going to take off our handle and just unscrew this side. There we go. Set that guy down. And we can now take our handle out. Set it down as well for these last screws that are going to open up. So we'll set these two in a different location as well. And then we got to get this screw on the bottom. And once we get that little guy on the bottom, it's very little. And set that in its own location as well. We can take this back piece and slide it off. Remove this screw and open it up. We grab on that in the middle there. There we go. We got lots of gunk inside there that we need to clean. An excellent helper for our cleaning will be Q-tips. And now we're going to open up our reel oil and our reel grease. Start by taking our oil, and I'm actually just going to open up the oil. And I'm going to take a trusty Q-tip and dab that guy nice and thorough inside that oil. And we're going to start with this guy. We're going to just kind of oil up while also doing a little scrubbing and cleaning. You can see that the Q-tip is getting very, very covered in crap very quickly. Yeah, that looks a lot better already. Okay. And then we've got our, down here you can see that spindle and the teeth itself. I'm gonna lift this up a little bit so we can get into those teeth. I'm gonna go ahead and get a new Q-tip, get some more oil. I'm gonna get some oil into all of this. Run my Q-tip really in there. Get a bunch of oil in there while simultaneously cleaning. You can see I can turn this and turn some teeth for me. Scoot this girl down a little bit. Just a bunch of, I mean, look at that. It's just ridiculous. But I'm worried about getting it super clean so much as removing, look at those teeth back there. Removing all this grime. Look at those teeth in there. Oh, look at that. One more rotation. Get some other articulating pieces in here. We're going to want to get into, really want to get it down inside that spindle there. And do a nice glob and start turning that guy. Let it turn and get all that in there. I think this is probably good. And we want to get some grease. Let's get some grease down where each one of these gears are. So I want some down in there. I'll take another Q-tip and shove it into there. Oh man, that really made that girl nice. Real nice. Put some back in here on these teeth. Bring this girl back to life. Kind of just have to get it on the teeth and then begin to turn it. And the teeth are gonna rub against the other teeth. I'm just gonna spread that stuff in there. I think this is nice and oiled and greased. Put this first assembly back together. We'll start by taking this girl. We got some crud right here where they're gonna butt together. There's some crud on here, all the way around this guy, and then this hole. The big objective is that all the sand and grit from all of the uses out at the river is what's causing this thing to likely no longer work. So we're going to stick that back on there. This guy, the screw. There. We'll do a little more oil around in here. Clean up all this. We have our back plate. Goes in there, and this is our teeny tiny guy. Drops right in there. Now we're just going to take this whole assembly, because we've gotten deep inside of its guts. We're just going to kind of set this aside, and we're going to focus on things on the spool side of things. So first we'll grab the bottom of the spindle. It definitely needs some love. Same concept here. We're going to grab some oil. We're going to really clean this out. This side's really gnarly. And look at that. Now I kind of want to focus on the bail motion here, because there's stuff we can do to clean that up. So first we're going to take this screw off right next to the bail. Set that down. Side project. Okay, and the other side of the bail there's another one. I'm going to grab that guy and take him out, set him right next to his buddy. They're the same kind. I'm going to take this bail off. There's a spring. We're going to give this a bunch of grease and love. And we'll hold that spring and come to this side, and I'm going to give this side a bunch of grease. Pack some grease here on the spring. Just like so. Okay, now this little guy, this little rotating guy with the spring, he's got to go back in that hole right there. This is home. Might be a little hard. There's in there. Oh, gotta get it popped in there. It's not easy because the spring is fighting you. There it is. Okay. Now I'm gonna put this side in first. Spring's so much better already, and I don't even have this side in. I'll stick that side in there. And man, oh man, is that bale tighter. Love it. Now we can obviously give this some more love. We could just simply rub and love on it, take a rag to it, clean it up. But I'm looking for overall mechanics of making this reel really operate well again, and that's good. So we're going to set that piece down. Next we're going to work on the spool here where we've got our line, and we're just going to clean up a bunch of inside here and underneath here with our oil. Look at that. It's not perfect, but it'll do. So now we'll set that down. Okay, so now we're going to take our bottom assembly and we're going to put our bearing back on to put our bale back on. So we're going to start by taking the little washer, the little metal washer, dropping that guy down. We're going to take our bearing. See how it's tapered? Big side down, and then we're going to take our bearing. We've got that one little screw that stayed in there. That's the top. Bring this down. Now there's this little pin, two little pins, and they drop in right here. So that's how you're going to know that you're in there straight. And then we have our 3 long screws. Tighten those down. Once we've gotten those tightened down, we're going to add a little grease. Put it around the old bearing here. It's definitely going to do good things for our bearing. And we're going to put our bale back on. Spins like a charm so far. So we'll put our screw, which is this little guy, and it had a little washer. And this is a tough one right here. Get that guy in his washer and get him into the right hole. Screw him down. On there. Now we need our main nut here, which definitely needs some loving. Some oil on this girl. Rub her down. So as much as that little screw right there is a pain in the butt, I actually took it out so that we can put this on first. And this is it's a reverse thread, so before you spend forever trying to spin it one way, realize that it spins the other way to tighten back onto there. There we go. After we tighten this completely with a wrench, of course. So after we've got the main nut on, and I put that little screw guy back in there again, let's put the handle back on. So we're going to start by dipping some oil into there on both sides. And then this is a spot that we really want grease in there. So we'll stick some grease on both sides. Stick our handle in. Handy dandy handle. And it's all trying to pour out the other side. That's okay. And then we'll screw in our reverse side of our handle here. Once that's nice and tight, we can start to feel our restored reel, which is doing wonderfully. It's so smooth, and we're not even done. So now we can put on our rubber tooth, and there's actually two little rubber washers. And we'll get some oil on this guy and clean him out some. A bunch. So we're going to put the gears back on. So first we get this little metal guy that's hanging out underneath of our teeth. Slip him on there. And we'll put our teeth on. Okay, and then we've got these two little rubber grommets, and one of them's square. There you go. I guess they're both square in their hole. We'll go down in there. Just like that. And we can finally put our spool back on, which is also square. It's only going to drop in one way. And the top of our drag. The only thing that we're missing is we got two screws that are outside of the side of the body. We can put those in, tighten everything up. Those are tight. Finish tightening this drag. And we can feel our reel. Oh, it's like a dream. Yeah, it's just beautiful. Spins beautifully. Everything's so nice and greasy. It stops immediately when I want it to. Keeps spinning. There's no more ting hitting anywhere in the bail. The bail is super clean. Yeah, it's nice and stiff. I like it. And just like that, now she works like an absolute dream. So come on guys, if you like this, definitely give it a thumbs up. Think about coming back, subscribing to the channel for other sweet tutorials like this. Teach you all kinds of cool stuff around here and on the net. Till next time guys, we'll see you.